Hello there and welcome. Today we have some Nerf news to talk about, so let's get right into it. First up, we have the Hydra Strike Nova Pro, which is a gel blaster made by Dart Zone. Now, despite the fact that the Nova Pro has a very nice appearance and has very nice specs, holding 500 rounds and firing at 7 rounds a second, it is essentially a reskinned Gel Zone Hydrax. Functionally, they are essentially the exact same blaster. The difference between these two products is the Nova Pro, this one, is going to be sold at Walmart, while the Hydrax is currently being sold at Target. In the same way that Target has the Stormer and Walmart has the Nebula Pro. So not bad, but nothing too crazy. The next images were provided by this Reddit user. So we have this red Fortnite thing. Now, I don't know about the name of the blaster. I tried looking at the instructions in the image, and I don't think anything is visible. It is a flywheel blaster and will most likely be a semi-automatic blaster as well, which, yes, means strife-free skin. Not the most exciting thing. Some people are gonna like the shell, I'm sure. The magazine release looks pretty good, but it's not really anything that we haven't seen before. Even in the Fortnite line, we've had the SMGE, we've had the ARL, we've had plenty of similar blasters, so nothing too groundbreaking. Next up, we have a repaint of everyone's favorite blaster, the Elite 2.0 Warden. So this is honestly kind of interesting. This is a Warden, clearly, which is the least interesting part of this. The interesting thing is that it is in a Transformers Rise of the Beasts skin. Hasbro, of course, does have the ability to use the Transformers license, but we haven't seen a Nerf Transformers crossover since, I believe, the Bumblebee Barricade and Optimus Prime Barricade. I'm not sure how available this thing's going to be. I'm not sure where it's going to be sold. I'm not sure how long it's going to be sold, but maybe it will be a desirable product in the future. The funny thing is, this is actually the most elaborate paint job on any Elite 2.0 product that we've had so far. Like, this thing is actually really detailed. Honestly, it looks nice. So obviously, with this particular blaster, we're seeing Optimus Primal, and we have the Maximal insignia on there as well. But this makes me wonder if we could possibly see more similar blasters, like maybe not another Warden, but potentially a different blaster like the Storm Charge. That would be cool to see a Storm Charge in a Transformers skin. So overall, I'm very curious to see where this goes. Then we have something that I was not expecting, an Elite 2.0 repaint of the 2019 Modulus Ghost Ops Shadow ICS-6. So the original Shadow obviously had the LED ability where you could hit this rev switch-like thing and the blaster would light up. The most interesting thing about this one is they did some shell work because it no longer has the rev switch, of course, and that gives me hope that maybe they upped the performance. Now, we don't see any range claims, but the original Shadow shot around 40 to 50 feet per second. That would be nice if they got this one up above 70. Now, as far as attachments, we see that it comes with a scope that was originally sold with the ECS-10. Now, the Shadow, or in this case, the Lock and Load, does not have any tactical rails on the top, so this scope doesn't really make a whole ton of sense. You could put it on, I guess, really far forward on the barrel. The stock is from the regulator, and the funny thing is, the Shadow, of course, is a internal magazine blaster, and this stock holds a magazine, so I don't know what they were thinking there. We also see that it includes the barrel that was sold with the Stealth Ops kit, repainted. It actually looks pretty cool. But then we have the most interesting attachment in the set, which is this barrel/flashlight. So why is this barrel so interesting? Now, the main reason I find it so interesting is it is very, very elusive. This is actually an attachment that was originally intended for the Shadow, and from what I know, it was never actually released. Maybe that kit was released and I just don't know about it, but if you've seen it, I would love to know where. In functionality, it's kind of a neat attachment, and it has a flashlight, which is not going to be the most functional thing, obviously, but style points. And I believe it has 3 tactical rails, one on the right, one on the top, and one on the left, and you can also attach another barrel. So I actually think this set is pretty cool. I know the Shadow was considered to be a pretty bad blaster. However, if they improved it, even up to 70 FPS, I would be really happy with it. And calling it the Lock and Load is also really cool because there was a vintage blaster called the Lock and Load, and I'm not sure if they're directly calling back to that, but either way, I'm very pleased with how this blaster looks. I'm very pleased with the attachments that are included. even if some of the decisions were a little bit weird, like the regulator stock being able to hold a magazine and the blaster not being able to function with the magazine. But it's going to be a good stock. It'll look good with the blaster and it'll be comfortable. And we don't really know when this is coming out at this point. I'm not sure if it's going to be a Kohl's exclusive or how much it's going to cost. Hopefully we get more news on this thing soon, but for now, this is all the information I have. Thank you very much for watching. I would love to hear which of these blasters you are most excited about, and happy blasting.